for the day to come where they fuck us for the rest of our lives. Well, I told you all once, well, I told you all twice that this is the start of our demise. 1, 2! Try to twist you up inside, and they always seem to fake a smile. They don't care about our lives. Look at us with greedy eyes. We're just profit and denial to them. Hey, well, I've grown tired of this. Hey, repetitive chain of events. Bury me 6 feet underground. Take my hand and send those demons back. Feel the media will listen, we all look the other way. Fill the pockets of a cream while the rest of us bleed. Will we ever be the change we need? Rage, pain, terror, paying my first out of this. Repetitive chain of events. Bury me 6 feet underground. Take my hand and send those demons back. Come where they fuck us for the rest of our lives. I told you all once, I told you all twice that this is the start of our demise. Bury me 6 feet underground. Take my hand and send those demons back where they were found and save us about it to the ground. All my life. Can no one know I've been staying over? Fucked it so long, I'm finally sober. To the edge, I've been drawing closer. Lately I'm a loner, a stoner, a loser. You're a fucking poser, a low life for no one. Love to act so talented, reality you've got none. I don't like it so much, I'm honest, you just crave attention, that clown life is dog shit. Yeah, I really wanna fade away. Nothing really matters in the end when we fade away. Fade away, all night I will lie awake. I just wanna find a way to make you stay, to make you stay. I just wanna levitate, don't hesitate to make you wait. I just wanna fuck you till my bones and blood disintegrate. I just wanna touch you, feel your body, eat my next to me. I just wanna love you, wanna fuck you, wanna levitate. Levitate, I levitate. No matter what, like this I do.
Turn on the audio. Forgot to turn on audio. Happy Monday. Big stuff happening. We'll go over it shortly. Hopefully you guys had a good Easter. Not too many people in here today. I'm kind of surprised because, like, we're breaking a massive resistance, right? Like, I'd think that more people would be active on Twitter and in Discord and whatnot. It's kind of weird that we're breaking a yearly or macro, a multi-year resistance, and people are just like not active in the space. Anyways, S&P 500 on the weekly, still in neutral territory. Don't really need to open the weekly chart for that. On the daily, we have that inverted head and shoulders. Talked about that, as well as the 4-hour. We actually retested that neckline perfectly and are now looking to move up. Again, my target is 4,200. If we break it, that'd be huge. If we go up to 4,200, you're going to see a 32K Bitcoin for sure, or higher. It just depends. I kind of think that we're going to break it, just with how Bitcoin looks to be breaking its resistance. Now, granted, we have to close a daily and then a weekly over this level, but it's looking very promising. Everyone's short and sad. They're waiting for 11K. They won't be active. They're all shorting. Yeah, what amazes me is I was looking for shorts. Like, we were at resistance. You should be looking for shorts at resistance, but there wasn't a setup. Not only that, but we consolidated for 17 days. People are saying, oh, that means there's no demand. No one wants to buy. No one wants to do this. I mean, I hate to break this to you, but consolidation is completely normal in any trend. You have multiple levels of consolidation on both up and down trends. If we go to the daily, we have consolidation here. We have consolidation here. More consolidation into this uptrend. Downtrend-wise, consolidation. Very large level of consolidation here. Upwards consolidation. Still consolidation. Consolidation. Lots of consolidation. Well, really, I'd say dead cat bounce, consolidation, more downside, reversal, obviously. You need consolidation to continue the trend. Like, this idea that there's no demand is absurd to me. It's all you're seeing is consolidation so that we can continue moving upwards. But back to SPX, 4,200, looking solid. If we go to the 1 hour, we actually have what looks like a double bottom. I know there's that gap here, but you have what looks like a double bottom. It confirmed today. So I'm expecting more upside. It's remarkable to me that people do not see what is so obvious in the chart. They're so convinced that we're going to get this massive recession. And I hate to break this to you guys. We've been in recession for a whole entire year. You just haven't realized it yet. The economy is too diverse. Unless there's a massive credit fallout and banks fail again like they did in 2008, you're not going to see some crazy pullback anytime soon. What do I think of ETH event on 12th of April, 16 million ETH get released after 2 years strike? I don't know. It's probably going to be a sell period for a little bit. We're clearing the 30K range resistance right now. We actually just cleared it. If we close today over 29,000, it's cleared. That's what I'm trying to say and what I've been trying to say for the last several weeks. Anyways, we'll get through DX. We'll get through all this, and then we'll move into we'll talk more about crypto and why this level is so important. So DXY, crazy wick. Not really sure what that is. I'm hoping that that's just some kind of error in the chart. We're going to keep an eye on this, right? We do have the potential double bottom. I'm kind of ignoring this diagonal. I don't really like it. I don't really agree with it. Not saying that I really don't like diagonals. You guys, anyone who knows me, I don't like diagonals. I don't like trading them. I don't like longing them, shorting them, whatever. They're just kind of weird. But regardless, holding that zone so far on the weekly, we can see a perfect, what looks like double bottom. Again, it could be a bear flag. It could be a bunch of different things. Until it confirms above 105, it's nothing, right? It's just a bounce. Yes, you should take it in consideration because SPX is going into resistance. Bitcoin is also barely above resistance. So yes, it is important, but it's nothing yet. The thing that people don't get about trading is, yes, this looks like a double bottom. Yes, this is something, if I saw this on Bitcoin, I would 100% long it. I would have taken longs at 101.9. I would have taken longs there. I would have put my short or my stop loss 100, so on and so forth. But this is nothing until it confirms. It confirms above 105 until we break 105. It's nothing. It's a very clean potential setup, but it's nothing until we break and confirm that point. And on the note of that is Bitcoin's breaking out of resistance. The S&P 500 looks very bullish. I'd be kind of surprised if this double bottom did play out. Now, again, still something to consider, but I'm putting my bets on that this doesn't play out into a double bottom. No, I still have my truck. Yes. No, I bought it. I bought it on Friday. Recession just started. Recession started last year in June. Oh, WIC results from unemployment. Okay, gotcha. Total hasn't really broken out yet, has it? We'll get to total in a second. Tether dominance, not really much to talk here. Just going back to support. Maybe like a 4 hour. Look at 4 hour. Yeah, I mean, we're not really doing anything. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you consider that a triple bottom. I don't know. It's nothing to me right now. I mean, we're not even at a major daily level, so it's nothing really for me to consider. So, let's look at total real quick. So total, if we look on totals weekly, it looks like nothing's happened yet. Let's see total daily. Yeah, I agree with you. Total hasn't broken out yet, but that's because most altcoins haven't moved. Only Bitcoin's moved. Like, Bitcoin's up the most out of everything today. So usually Bitcoin will move first, then everything else. For those who don't know, total is the entire cryptocurrency space. So just because total hasn't broken out doesn't necessarily mean that the rest of crypto won't. Am I worried about the weekly 30? No, you already asked that question. I told you I'd get to it in a minute. Volume is still low on the daily. No, it's not. It's actually high. You guys that are new volume analysts or whatever you are, and this isn't to insult you, but you have no idea what you're talking about with volume. High volume is relative, right? So if we go to Bitcoin's lively chart, like the whole life of Bitcoin, the volume is going to go down over time because more and more exchanges have taken, customers or like more people, whatever. Volume is relative to the current time period. It is not relative to the overall volume, because if you compare the 69,000's volume to $400 Bitcoin or whatever volume, there's no comparison. Volume is relative based on the current time period. It is not based on like the entire life of Bitcoin. Because if you go to different exchanges, they tell different stories. If you go to BitGet or you go to Binance, whatever, like Binance's volume has been increasing, but we've been literally going down. So like what volume is relative to time, and I'll get to that here in a moment. Recession started in June, and you think it ended? I think most recessions last year, 2008's recession lasted like 9 months. I think a lot of you like macro people that think you're experts have no idea what you're talking about. Like 2008 lasted like 9 months, it bottomed, and then we shot upward from there and started one of the biggest bull runs of all time. Yeah, volume is based on relative time. So if we're looking at Bitcoin, and this is what I tried to explain, right? If you look at Bitcoin, and I explained this on Friday, but if you weren't here, my apologies. So for all of you that know, all of this that I have circled was wash trading. There was zero fee spot trading on Binance. That is why volume is so high. Now, it's still important and still relative because, you're still going to have more volume in a bullish trend or on those upward days. But all of this volume in here is, I don't want to say spoofed, like it's real volume and you can analyze the market with it, but it is not relative to this moving forward, right? Because zero spot fee trading is now gone. So there's going to be less volume. There's going to be less like wash trading. There's going to be, and for those you don't know what wash trading is, basically, let's say, you have a 1% range here and a negative 1% range here. Like whales will short here, buy here, short here, buy here, and just like constantly take advantage of making money that way. They'll keep it in a very tight range and make a ton of money like on lower time frames. However, relative volume, if we look at the 4 hour, right? You look at all of this, right? This entire thing in here. Look at this, right? Look how much volume confirmed that breakout. We also broke resistance. We broke the triangle, broke higher time frame resistance, and all these new people are saying, but the volume's low, but the volume is 10 times higher than what happened over the last couple of days. Twice as high as some of these larger candles that ended up being wicks. So I'd say there's plenty of volume that validates this breakout. 100%. I mean, even if you go to the daily, and I know the daily volume isn't terribly high, you have stair-stepping volume going higher. You have a breakout here. 4 hour confirms it. There's still 2 hours left in the day. Right? I mean, there's enough volume to say, okay, this is a valid breakout, especially if we close the daily above this period. It's remarkable to me that all of these new people, because I'm one of the people on Twitter that talks about volume. Probably one of the only people that talks about volume. And then all these people come in and like, but volume's low, but this, but that. Like, you still don't know what you're talking about, right? So before you give a volume analysis on your 30 days trial of getting to know volume, I've been studying volume for years, since 2019, since 2018. You're talking about 5 years. No, 5 years isn't that long, but every single day looking at volume, analyzing volume, trading volume, every day. So volume is relative based on time, not on... Now, if we're looking at the entire uptrend, right, volume is still going up, right? That's still bullish. We talked about that last week, I believe. Brought it up on Twitter. So yes, now we have some discrepancy, and we kind of have to... Now I know, zero spot fee trading. So what we need to do when we hit this area, especially if we break it, we need to see volume start to rise normally, right? Because now we're back to that quote-unquote normal area for volume. Reached 2007 levels, it took until 2013. Okay, but I'm talking about hitting the bottom, right? If you're... And this isn't anything against you, but like... Okay, so let's go back to 2008, right? So we have 2008. So when 2008, about the end of 2017 to the very beginning of 2009. So it's about a year, right? This recession lasted an entire year. As an investor, like a holder, let's say you're in retail. If you're in retail, yes, okay, it took until 2013 to hit your levels where you were in 2008. If you're an investor, if you're if you're a trader, if you're working for a hedge fund, if you're taking advantage of a 50% drop, because I believe this dropped 50%, a 58% drop, you would have started buying anywhere. I would say anywhere here in this area. So if you started buying, let's say your average is 900. Say your average is 900. Maybe you thought this was an inverted head and shoulders. You average it at 900. Okay. So if you start dollar cost averaging, 900, you spent... What is this, October of 2008 all the way to August 2009, so about a year. Let's say you get 75, maybe 50% of your DCA. If you're me, you're probably 50% of your DCA. Okay, by 2015, so again, 2009, 2015, you're looking at 137% gain. That's huge, right? That's enormous. Now, I will say there's plenty of evidence that 2008's recession was going to happen similar to now, right? We had so much. Not only that, but let's go here. So we have head and shoulders. I took profits here on my macro shit because I knew COVID was wild and we needed a pullback, right? We had a massive bull run. We had lots of telltale signs that a pullback was coming. So we pulled back. You're looking at about 30% pullback, right? That's still pretty big, right? A 30% pullback is pretty large. I mean, you're talking about COVID crash type of pullback. Now it happened over a year. This allows this allows for cool down or return to mean for indicators and economy. You have to remember this pullback happened because every company was not every company, but many companies were over leveraged, overhyped, overvalued from COVID. You had companies that weren't even profiting, that their values were through the roof. I mean, you have tech stocks, you have crypto, you have Tesla, you have large companies that were, slightly over. And we had a pullback. We had a year-long pullback, year-long recession, right? I believe we started or called for a recession in June. That was when we had 2 quarters of negative GDP or whatever the definition of recession is. And now, comparing S&P to Bitcoin, Bitcoin dumped 80%, right? 80%. And you want to tell me that we haven't experienced a year of recession? Look at any tech, risk, whatever. It all dumped a ton. 80, 90% of its value gone, wiped. The entire tech space. I believe the NASDAQ dropped like 40%, I believe. Yeah, NASDAQ dropped 40%. And you want to tell me that that wasn't recession or that wasn't, then what was it? What, like a flush out recession, whatever. Deleveraging, whatever you want to call it. What do you call that then? The NASDAQ has a perfect, and I mean perfect, double bottom on the weekly. Breakout, retest, continue. This thing's going to fly, right? And there are people that are convinced that we're going to go through some multi-year. Now, we probably will at some point because our financial system can't handle all this credit card debt. But I also found a statistic that most of the debt we had is quote-unquote good debt. And it's not like, and I hate to say like, it's not like bad debt, right? It's good debt. It's debt that you need in order to make profits and expand businesses. And when those businesses expand, those returns clear that good debt. There's good debt and bad debt. If you have any experience or any education in accounting, you would understand this. It's hard to explain. Like taking debt sometimes is good, right? If you're upgrading a new machine in your machine shop that's going to provide, double your productivity, and you have to take that would be good debt. You're making more profits. You're going to be able to pay it off and move on, so on and so forth. Everything you speak is becoming real. Hopefully that people are listening. These streams are appreciate it. FYI, we already broke out. It's, oh yeah. Yeah, depending on whatever definition. Yeah, it's pretty wild how they just changed the definition of recession. And I think they did that because now you have normal people, right? You've got, and I hate to say it, normal people. Like, I would not consider myself a normal person. I look at this shit every day on a high level. And I've been in the financial space for almost a decade. Like, I mean corporate financial space. Like, either working for a hedge fund, working as a trader on the trading floor, or, communicating back and forth. This has been a long time. Now, I haven't been working in corporate finance for the last year and a half as I retired from work because now I trade full time, but I've been in and around and even still to this day, I still work. I still talk with people, work with people, and I'm still heavily involved in the financial space, the corporate finance space. Whether it be angel investing, whether it be, what is it? Like I don't want to say real estate. Like, I mean like actual real estate investing, not this bullshit TikTok real estate investing. I mean like real estate investing or giving money to a hedge fund so they can do whatever with it. What coin is the best for trading Bitcoin? Yeah, and yeah, people don't understand that the market's forward looking. Mike, yeah, probably. It'll probably be like a sell the news event. I mean, you never really know, right? It could be a sell the news event, but Bitcoin looking really good. And speaking of Bitcoin, let's talk about it. So, Bitcoin weekly, really, really, really good. Really good. I mean, super fantastic right now. Now, it is Monday. There are 6 more days left before close. If we do not close this above, it's most likely deviation and we will see lower. However, if we close this weekly above 28.8K, you're looking at a multi-year breakout and possibly confirming, or I would put my chips on confirming the market bottom, right? I mean, you're looking at, and I've talked about this, and it's funny. I was insulted for weeks about this. You're looking at the 10,500 level playing out right in front of you. Breakout, retest, continuation. Breakout, retest, and we'll probably continue upwards. Or we'll move sideways for another 6 or 12 months and then start the next bull run, right? I mean, you're looking at the 10,500 level in real time, breaking at this moment. Looking at the daily. So again, daily closes in 2 hours-ish. What is it? What time is it? Yeah, about 2.5 hours. So huge. Huge. Let me hold on. I literally gave What about unemployment rate? Unemployment's fine. It's so stupidly low. Unemployment's fine. Unemployment, I'm pretty sure, is getting better, not worse. Like, people are going back to work. So here's the deal. And I have to bring up the tweet. So every once in a while, I throw a bone. You know, as many of you know, I post trade setups for Patreons. I teach a class, so on and so forth, because I don't work a 9 to 5. I need something to take up my time. I posted this tweet 2 days ago. I said, closer to support, our symmetrical triangle consolidation forming a potential reversal pattern. And just to bring it up, why not? I threw you guys a bone. And I hope that some of you took advantage of it, because I don't do this often. He said, closer to support of our symmetrical triangle consolidation forming potential reversal pattern. For those of you that know anything about TA, you're looking at a potential double bottom. Interested to see if we break the top of the triangle as well. Overall, the key is breaking 28.8 with volume. Said this 2 days ago. Got a lot of insults for it. Had people tell me that I was a fool. Why are you longing? Why are you doing this? It's going to deviate. It's going to do that. Whatever. Go to the 4 hour. What happened? We ended up bouncing right where I said we would. Double bottom. You're looking at 27,800. If you're a Patreon, you're new to long at 27,800. If you're not, I don't post entries on Twitter. You got to pay for those. If you want to, you can join Patreon. It's super cheap. I really just do it so that it kind of motivates me to post solid setups. You know, I feel more obligated if there's money involved. Anyways, I said this, double bottom. We ended up confirming it yesterday night. Consolidation, explosion. Lots of volume on the big breakout here. Looking fantastic, right? I mean, the trade was there. The setup was there. Everything was there. Yet I got hate for it. And that's fine, you know. I don't care. I'm making a ton of money right now, so keep hating. If the more that people hate, the higher this thing is going to go. Bitcoin went up on bear tiers. Yeah, probably. But anyways, daily closes in 2.5 hours. Huge level. Need to close above 28.8. Absolutely need to close above. Your best case scenario if you're not long. Maybe we go up a little higher. Retest. Continue to 32. You can look to take profits depending on how the trend looks. Other than that, I have nothing for you. You should have been looking for longs. I said it for weeks. This is consolidation. This is not a double top. This is not some reversal pattern. This is consolidation or a bull flag to continue higher. Today, you're seeing that in real time. I mean, just to clarify, now I know a lot of you watch and you look at the tweets and you're very supportive, and I appreciate that. But for any new people, I mean, for weeks, I was saying that this is most likely consolidation. Let's see. I even said this on April 4th. This was 6 days ago. Volume is showing bullish. Lots to look at macro-wise when I'm interested to see if Bitcoin break in a macro bullish territory. So hinting at that this is possibly going to break, right? I can't give you a confirmed, like, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a globe, whatever. Like, my whole point is there were lots of signs, lots and lots and lots of signs to get consolidation, or to see the consolidation. That means continuation. Here we go. 2 weeks of chopping consolidation will drive you crazy if you're not waiting for clarity. Consolidation implies continuation. My short setup seemed to be a bear trap, which exited before the recent pump. Still waiting for 29.2. So yes, I was technically looking for a couple of short plays on lower time frames that didn't end up playing out. That sucks, but overall, looking at this consolidation, we had talked about consolidation on live stream and Discord, so on and so forth. This is all I don't want to say like pre-planned to long. Really what I do is when I go to the 4 hour and I see that we're, you know, according to some people, and I'm not going to name anybody, but some people say this means that there's no demand. What that means is we're tightening for a very large move to the upside. We're creating volatility so that we can continue and break resistance more than likely. We get that double bottom. We get that huge breakout. I don't know what else to say here. I feel like the answer is there the whole time. We just needed to see a diagonal break, maybe a reversal pattern. If we flip the chart and let's say, we had in this, maybe we get a double top. I would have shorted, but we had a double bottom. Why are you betting against that pattern? Now, again, let's alt-I this. let's say that we're going to the downside, right? If you see something like this that looks like a double bottom or really a double top, you take a short here, add more here, and then probably add more here. Let it ride all the way down to 32K or wherever it's going to go. I mean, the answers were there the entire time. I wonder if alts will follow. Alts will probably follow for sure. No doubt in my mind. I mean, if we close above. Now, granted, still 2.5 hours. I don't want to get ahead of myself because I've seen this market do some pretty crazy shit. Right? I've seen this just womp. I've seen that shit before. So I don't, my stops are break even or in profit, whichever. I don't even know. But whatever it is. I've seen this market do some pretty crazy shit. And I don't want to get too far ahead of myself and say that something, we're just going to continue upwards because we haven't even closed the daily candle above yet. We still have 2.5 hours. There's still plenty of time for something crazy to happen. But guys, that's all I've got. Appreciate you coming out to the live stream if you're new. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday around 5 p.m. Eastern. If you don't like your trading exchange, use BitGet. I have a 15% off fees. If you trade with size, I can get you institutional rates. If you're interested in the trading setups, see Patreon. There's a link in the description. With all that said, guys,